Hello, everyone. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. I hope you're doing well wherever you are, either in Australia, in Pakistan, in India, in Bangladesh, in Middle East, in Europe, or in any part of this world watching this video. My well wishes are with you. May you live long, healthy, and safe life. In today's video, I'm going to show you how you can obtain ESG data from Refinitiv Workspace about any particular company. So let's begin. Enter your username and password as I'm showing it here. This is my username and this is my password. I'm going to click sign in to go into the Refinitiv Workspace. Here I am on the home page of Refinitiv Workspace. So let's go to the search bar, which is on the top left. And in the top left, just write SUSFin. You will see an option, Sustainable Finance Landing Page. Just click on that. You will be taken to the Sustainable Finance Data and Analytics page. Within that, you see apps and views. Click on that. And under that, you will see company data, ESG app, statement view. So in today's video, I'm just going to focus on statement view within the ESG app. In the upcoming videos, I will explore more options which you can use to obtain ESG data. So let's begin by clicking on this statement view. The company that we see on this page that is loaded in front of you is Apple Incorporation. So we are at the Apple Incorporation homepage. If you want to change a company, you can use this search bar and search for any company you want. I'm going to leave it as it is. So we are in the Apple Inc. page. We are viewing the ESG statement. On the left-hand side, you see various filters. Based on this filter, you see the ESG data is displayed middle of this screen. If you want to hide these filters, you can click on this icon. The filters are no more visible. If you want to bring back the filters, you can click on this icon again. It will bring back the filters. On the top right, you see two options to export the data, either in PDF or in Excel. I'll show it in the end of today's video that how it look like once you click on Excel or in PDF. In the ESG data, on the top, you see some basic information like period and date, reporting currency, period status, ESG reporting scope, ESG reporting report auditor name. So these are the basic information about the ESG data that we are viewing. And under that, you see ESG data that you can use for your teaching, for your research, for your assignment, or for your any discussion you want to make. Okay, depending on your role. There is too much data displayed at the moment. If you want to just narrow it down, you see at the bottom of the page, collapse all option. Currently, the expand all option is activated. So I'm going to click on collapse all. So it will now hide all the specific indicators and parameters. If you want to bring them back, click on expand all. It will bring those specific indicators. You also see an IE listed beside each and every parameter. For example, you are not sure what is this target water efficiency. You can bring your cursor to this I. It tells us what it is all about. And it also gives an Excel formula to retrieve that data in Excel. Okay, so it's very amazing. You don't need to be struggling with the definitions and the various descriptions. So each and everything is listed once you bring the mouse, the cursor on the eye. So that's one important thing. Refinitiv also use some weights to construct the ESG rating or ESG score of particular company in a particular industry. Those weights you also see are mentioned beside the particular, like within ESG, we have environmental, social, and governance. So those weights are mentioned in front of each and every pillar. If you sum these weights, it will become 100%. Interestingly, these weights will change depending on the industry the company is operating in. For example, a company which is in an energy sector, Refinitiv gives higher weight to the environmental pillar. A company which is in the consumer staple sector, you may see the social pillar gets more weighting. So these weights can change. Okay, so that's another information I wanted to highlight here. One more thing, you see a trophy sign here. So this trophy sign means that this particular parameter has been used in the calculation of a specific score. If you don't see a trophy sign in front of any parameter, so it means in the calculation of a specific score or specific rating, that particular parameter Refinitiv has not used. Trophy signals give at least two informations. One is whether this particular parameter has been used in the calculation of specific score or not. Secondly, what is the impact of this particular parameter on the calculation of specific score? Does it has a positive impact or it has a negative impact? For each and every parameter, you see a bar graph. So this bar graph, if you click on that, can help you to compare this particular indicator with the rest of the industry or some particular pairs. I'm going to use this policy water efficiency. I'm going to click on this bar graph. And once you click on that, you see the comparison. So basically, 65.28% of the of the companies have true, means have this policy in this particular sector, whereas 34.72% of the companies in this industry, in the pairs list, does not have this policy. Some of the numbers you see have have white color, whereas the others have the blue color. So anything that is in the blue, it has an hyperlink. So you can click on that hyperlink and it can take you to the source data. For example, in policy water efficiency, we see it's true here. So if I click on this, it will take me to the source document. I can click on this and see from where Refinitiv extracted that information. And based on that information, they have given true value to Apple Inc. in that particular year. So anything that has blue text, it has a hyperlink. For example, here, it also have a hyperlink, has a source document. So it gives a transparency. So you can verify and double check whether the information is correct, and you can use them in your research, teaching, or whatever purpose you want to use this data for. Okay, so that's a very handy information. So then I'm not going to touch upon what is ESG and how these ratings are constructed and what are these specific indicators. My purpose is to give you an overview of the statement view. And later on, we can, in upcoming videos, we can dig deeper and we can explore and build more understanding about ESG score and ESG rating. I will explore for options to educate the wider community on that. So now, in remaining few minutes, I want to touch upon these filters. So I'm going to use the collapse all options. So currently the data that I was showing in terms of pillar under environmental, social and governance in under ESG, environmental, social and governance. So I was viewing the environmental pillar. So environmental pillar comes under ESG and it has three subcategories: resource use score, emission score, environmental innovation score. And they also have the weightings given by Refinitiv. Okay, so this is what I was doing, but I want to look at the social pillar and its categories. So I click on social pillar, the data will be updated and I will be able to view the social pillar categories. So again, it's a expand all view. So I'm going to collapse it and I see four subcategories of the social pillar, which includes workforce, human rights, community score, product responsibility. You can expand all or you can expand one by one by clicking on the arrow here. So you can expand and you can do more research. Okay. And you can also change social pillar to governance pillar. And you can see the subcategories of the governance pillar in once the data is updated. So here we are. Let's collapse all. So governance pillar have three categories: management score, shareholder score, CSR strategy score. And it also has the weightings given. And you can expand these as well to see the specific parameters under each subcategory. And under pillar, you also see controversies. Okay, so controversies Refinitiv used to adjust the ESG score. Uh, you also see those controversies. So you can collapse all, expand all, and you can look at the controversy parameters in detail. Okay, so that's first under pillar. So I'm going to move it back to environment just for simplicity. And if I collapse all, it's look like this one. So now under view, you have two options, standardized and as reported. So standardized is if Refinitiv have applied some procedures and use that processed information in the calculation of ESG, then it is standardized. But if we want to view the data as reported by the company without any operationalization, so we may want to select that as reported. Yeah. So that's the view. And after that, we have a number of periods under the pillar. So how many years data you want to view in this statement? 3 years, 5 years, 7, 10, in all period, whatever data is available about Apple Inc. In terms of ESG, you can select that. Let's use 3 years for simplicity. So now we view 3 years data, 2022, 2021, 2020. So 3 years data is available. Then under components, we can apply the filter. Do you want to see, so let's change it to standardized here. And in components, we want to see all matrices or scoring components only. So what I said about this trophy, the trophy represent which parameter is used in the calculation of a specific score. So if I say under component, I only want to view the scoring component, then you see only the components or the parameters which have the trophy symbol, they are appearing. But if I want to see all matrices, then without the trophy symbol, those matrices are also appearing. Okay. And then the basic information that is displaying here, I can also change that. For example, I deselect all and click done. So all that basic information is no more visible here. Let's say I want to bring in period status and the auditor name. So I can bring those two basic stuff here and they are displayed on the top. And then I want to uh, get a view of the ESG statement in terms of the oldest data first and then the latest data at the end. So currently we are seeing latest to oldest, so 2022, 2021, 2020, oldest to latest. So now 2020 is first, then 2021, then 2022. So it's just reversing the order. Then hide unpopulated rows. It says yes. So it means any particular parameter where no data is collected and available. If you want to hide that, you can say yes. So currently it is hidden. But if we want to say that don't hide unpopulated rows, you can click no. What it will happen, for example, some of the parameters like indirect energy use. So there is no data, unpopulated data point here. So we have say don't hide. But if we say hide, so that will be hidden and will not be visible here. It's a more cleaner version we can see. And then it says the statement which is partial means Refinitiv have not completed it yet, but they are collecting the data and then keep updating. So if you want to include those partial statements, ESG statements or not, we can say that we say only use complete statements. The complete statements will be visible. But if we say also include partial statement, we can change from here. Okay, so that looks very cool. So we can apply different filters depending on the use that we want to have with this ESG data, and we can narrow it down. Okay, one interesting fact that you can see, the colors, wherever you see the colors, if you click on that, it provides additional information like the ESG score of Apple Inc. in 2019 is B plus. What does B plus means? It means out of 100, the Apple Inc. has got 70.14 score on ESG. And if a company gets score between 66.67 to less than equal to 75, then the rating that Refinitiv give to a company is B+. Okay. So there is also a peer view. You can click on that and it will compare the score of Apple Inc. with the peers in a industry. That's very interesting again. Okay, so I'm almost done with my video of today, just giving you an overview of the ESG statement using Apple Inc. as a case study, giving you different ways to produce the ESG statement. So the final thing that is left, as I said in the in previous part of the video, that you can export this data as well. So here Excel, I want to export this data in Excel. Just click on Excel. There are two options coming. You want to export as values or you want to export as formulas. You can try both. Let's, for simplicity, download this data in export as values. I'm going to click on that. It will be downloaded in a minute. Yeah, it's downloaded. I'm going to click. It will open an Excel file and see what data we see. Here is the downloaded data. In one click, we are able to download all the ESG data about Apple Incorporation. So in this tab, we see environmental data. The next tab, we see the social data. The next, we see governance. And final, we see controversies. Okay, and then you can use this data as per your need. So this is for the downloading of data for one company. You may be thinking if you want to do research on ESG using ESG data and you want to download data in bulk for multiple companies from multiple countries for multiple years, how you can do that. In the upcoming videos, I will also be highlighting and providing the demonstration on that as well. If you want to stay updated about the future videos, I would encourage you to subscribe to the channel so that you don't miss out any information or any further video coming. Thank you so much for your listening. I'll see you next time with a new video. Take care. Have a good day.